Today we have how many on the site? We have 17, and online I think we have currently 8. We should have about 10 or 11, right? So I think some of them are late. We shall not wait. Now, so today we are in the right keywords workshop, which means it's for paper 2. Someone online on shout out first. Paper 2, science arts, how many percentage is it? Paper 2, written paper, written. How many percent is it? A percentage also don't know. 50, right? Thank you very much, right? So it's as good as if you don't lose any marks here, you pass your science paper, your chemistry, that's it. Right, for example, with bell curve, you'll not get a C6, probably a C5 or even B4, assuming you get full marks. All right, so that's the first thing first that you like to appreciate. All right, so that's the first thing you like to appreciate. Now, paper 2 written, all right, is slightly different that we played, but if you look at it, it's still back to the few things I've been discussing. All right, so let me check. I think there's no new students. All of you, I have taught you at least once in your life before. All right, so I don't have to introduce myself. So we go straight in. Now, paper 2, those with me for a while in my tuition classes, right? So I see you every week, 2 hours. You realize I've been emphasizing on this, what I call the 3-step process. To do well in paper 2, in case nobody told before, it's all about keywords, all right? Concepts, and back to the keywords. All right, what do I mean by this? So you'll see me later on, and plus today, tomorrow, that I'll be keep using this so-called 3-step process or framework. And it goes like this. Now, chemistry is all about what, right? They tell you a lot of stories, but you realize most of them are useless English to me and hopefully to you. Once again, if you're very good with English or languages, I'm sorry. But all science paper, we don't really care about grammar. Even the verb now, all this, we don't care. If the technical keywords is there, we just give you the marks itself, right? So this is where in your question, as you read, you will see me in the practical planning question, right? Practical theory, you already saw me. It's like, when I read this, right? When I read this statement, right? So for example, carry out the following activity to make sure you really understood. A simple statement like this, let's say, which is not technical. Let me make it technical for you. Okay? So it's something like comprehension. I think I can do comprehension. Maybe I should go and take a whole level English paper. I think not too bad. What is important over here? I don't know. Right? This is non-technical, but let me make it very technical. Carry out the following activities to make sure you have really understood some of the key concepts. So I think this is something important to me. And what? I think associated keywords is important to me. And I think respective topics is important to me. Agree with me, everyone? Something non-technical, let us make it technical. This is not even chemistry. Right? For example, anyhow, you go and highlight. Right? Agree with me or not? Read. These are just, sorry to use the word, a bit useless English statement. Right? To me, all in all is what are the key concepts, associated keywords in the respective topics that you need to know, right? Or you know, and then you go through all this procedure. Right? Maybe you say the activities is important, right? Because we're going to do all these things. Okay, so to me, this is what I meant. First step is read your question very carefully. And I've showed you in the practical theory workshop already, I highlight only certain words. Right? So in the question, pick out your keywords, especially data source question. Everyone okay? Then you look at it, what is this about? It's data source, it's new, it's application. It's okay, enjoy the process, read. The second step is always here. Then you go and ask yourself, oh, from the question, I know which topic is the question asking. Actually, it's all common sense. I don't even have to talk to you about this, but unfortunately, after a while, you all stop thinking like this when you're in Sec 1, Sec 2. In primary school, you've been thinking a lot. I always think Sec 1, Sec 2, my own personal opinion, I think it's a lost generation in Singapore. If you think about it, Sec 1, Sec 2, you talk about general science. Yes? And most of you did well. Why? Because we're just simply memorizing and regurgitating. You don't really think. The questions are non-application most of the time. All right? Yeah, it is. P5, P6 is different. P5, P6, the math right now, I don't think I can pass. Okay, Sec 1, Sec 2, I'll get full marks for you. Sec 3, Sec 4, maybe close to full mark. Because need to think. Some of the things I cannot think that well. I'm not as smart, right? As I told you. Right. So first thing, ask yourself which topic is it from. Then the topic got a section of the topic, right? The topic always got, we don't put in one big lump. Say, okay, A, you learn this, B, you learn this, C, you go through the process. And from the section, then you talk about what is the concept. Seriously, it's really the concept. All right. So what is the story there? What is the idea over there, right? So the section, and then what is the story over there? What is the section telling you? And the story, once you get it, right, based on the question, you link it up. Then eventually you need to give back the examiner the keywords they want to see. So this is another one. So, all right, all of us will, in order to master your paper 2, you need to go through these 3 key steps. Ask yourself, everyone, in a while, which are the steps that is causing you trouble? You will know it. You don't have to tell me. All right. So keyword is you must give what? You must give examiners what they want. What do you mean? Based on the question, they will tell you what they want. You must give examiners what they want in terms of keyword. So it's not like you give anything you like. It's chemical terminologies. So the way I look at it is some of you don't do this step. Let me point out to you. Some of you don't read your question or don't read it carefully. You're asking for trouble. Xavier, just now came and ask me a question. I think we have common understanding by now. Okay, nothing to be shy. All right, we are all learning. Okay, so read your question. Some of us just don't read it carefully. I just want to do fast, do a lot. Read your question, pick the keywords. All right, so ask yourself, is this troubling you? Next. This is the part that I think I can't remind you, but this is your job, right? Which is, do you know the different topic concepts well enough? Right. So through this paper too, I will do my best to recap and revise a little bit here and there. Yes. Right. I can't revise everything. Right. There's no such thing in 4 hours. So, but I do my best. So, what are the topic, section, and therefore the story in the concepts that will help you to answer the question set by the examiner? And last but not least, the focus of this workshop, based on the name, as you can see, is called the Right Keywords Workshop, is this one. This is heavy. So, I'm going to look at all the keywords. So, how many of you concepts are not strong, acknowledge it, and quickly go and revise topical concepts? So, you ask yourself, oh yeah, the topic I a long time forgot already. Yeah, bonding. Then quickly go and revise. Talk so much for what? Stop doing questions, go and revise. Content mastery always comes before application, nothing to discuss. Every subject is the same. All right, so stop giving you excuses. All the papers cannot do finish, throw, karang come. Got burner, burn it away. Yes, go for content mastery, no time ready. Your content must be solid. All right, get a second opinion. Any teachers, tutors, or anyone disagree with me, ask them to call me directly. I'll speak up the phone, I'll speak to them, and I'll prove my case. All right, any countries. Keywords, ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself, is it you know what the question asking? And actually, you have been studying very hard. So, Mr. Chua, I know a lot of things, right? All the concepts I got listen on, I got go to a workshop, I go to someone's workshop, I got home tutor, whatever. But take a look at the exam paper. Are you always, so basically, when you write something, right? You take a look at your own exam paper. Is your exam paper, written paper, always your teacher will write like that, or like that, and like that? That means lack of keywords, that means wrong keywords. Am I okay? Or sometimes dot means you never write enough. The lines there are more than enough. What it means is you write too much rubbish here that doesn't deserve any mark. What they are looking for is here. So you're not very specific in your approach. You write too much rubbish. Am I okay? That's only 3 ways in mark. Take a look at your paper. How I know this? Because I've been reviewing exam papers for the longest time. A lot of you, I review your paper after your major exam. Each paper, O levels, take me 1.5 hours, 1 to 1.5 hours. My A level take me 3 hours per paper. I do it all the way to 3 and 4 and nobody knows. Right? And you can't rush. Am I okay? So next year onwards, just for information, we have decided exam paper analysis, if it's, I think I'll still help my own students. Now, we think about that, right? Because too taxing for me already. Okay, so I'm going to charge them already. Especially there are some people outside. Mr. Chua can help us review paper. Can, I'll charge you. I think it's fair to me. I think the money I buy biscuit for my students to eat. All right, I think it's value. Right? Anyway, that's the company decision and my decision eventually. All right, so everyone, let's come back here. Right? So today we're going to target this. All right, especially this. But because of this, we'll be looking at this because they're tied together. It's always basic concepts and associated keywords. And we use it to answer the question. That's it, the framework that we have. Okay? So I think it's longer, right? This is 8 hours, 4 plus 4. All right, sounds good. Okay. I'm very warm. Oh, make it super duper. All right, on-site students, you cannot, if it's too cold for you, let me know. All right, so without further ado, everyone check your envelope or file, whatever. You should have 4 sets of material. This is the first set called the common mistake. Then you have something called standard non-application questions. All these are all my hard work. All right. Third is chemistry time structure. It's supposed to have a title, but the title don't know where it went after convert from Microsoft to PDF. Supposed to have a title here, right? But the title should be here. The title disappeared, right? So it looks something like this. Very thick one, this one, I think. Check, make sure you have this. And the fourth set is a semester paper, which you should not look at it anytime now. The workshop ends by tomorrow. So tomorrow onwards, you think, yeah, I think I kind of know most of the things you're trying to say. I know my concept. This is a paper that created for you to play. It's 1.5 hours modded after your exam. Okay? So what you do is take a periodic table, switch off your handphone, sit down with your Daiso watch, Casio, whatever, G-Shock, whatever. All right, press 1 hour, 45 minutes, work this out, stress yourself. Okay? All right, so whether to cheat or not, that's not my problem, it's your problem. Yes? So I highly suggest this is a fresh paper. In case you haven't looked at the question, haven't played with it, have fun, all right, on your own. The answers will be sent, I'll say 2 days, if not 3 days after the workshop. Okay? Or rather, it's online, you go self, go and take a look. All right, my admin will tell you where to find this. Okay? Can I? All right, so this is for you to play. Don't say I never play anything for you to play. Because today I'll be taking charge, tomorrow I kind of taking charge also, right? So this specimen paper, don't turn until we are ready, right? So don't turn, don't see. Okay? Okay, first step, what are we going to do? Common mistakes analysis. We look for keywords first. All right, keep it simple. Hey, what you don't have? The material is assigned to you. Not at all. What happened? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me check. On site, make sure everyone has a copy. Yes. All right. Let me know earlier. Good. Sure. I'll get it to you later. All right. We have time. Take a seat. Yeah. Take a seat. No worries. We just started. I was just telling them what is this keyword workshop about. Further down. Yeah. Just push in front. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Common mistakes analysis. All in all, it's a process. In case you've done it already, good for you. Basically, that is the plan. Think carefully about the following statements. State whether each of the statement is true or false. So do you agree? Okay, so basically, okay, I share with you, right? You know what? Whenever possible, correct the false statement by circling the wrong keywords. You are basically the teacher now. You're basically Sean Chua now. Understand? You're marking someone's answer now and replace it with the correct ones. Revise the relevant sections or topics if you're unsure of the concepts and keywords. Okay? So now is the moment of truth. Do you know the topics? So I'm going through, I think, almost topic. Now, true or false, and then we make amendments. If it's true, nothing to amend, right? So we don't be too nitty-gritty. It has nothing to do with grammar. Don't tell me, Mr. Chua, past tense, plural, singular. Okay? Not interested. Then you talk to your math, your English teacher or your parents. That's got nothing to do with me. Okay. I want you to let you know the statements over here. Don't worry. Let's do together. Let's start. Then later I'll give you a few and I'll ask you for opinion. Everyone will give me your answer. Okay. All these statements come from where? From my students' exam paper, especially those wrong ones. I pick them out and actually put there. Because if one student can make the mistake, I'm very sure other students make the mistake. It's always like that. All right. So let's take a good look. First topic of discussion: chemical bonding and structural properties. Okay. So let's read it first. All right. An ionic bond is a strong intermolecular force of attraction between a positive ion and negative ion. First one ready. Anyone want to shout out or type out, right or wrong? Shoot, wrong, never mind. Be adventurous. Anyone? Online T or F, right? F, false. Someone says false. Why is it false? Which is the word that is wrong? Thank you very much. Straight to the point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I take a chance to recap as we speak. An ionic bond, keyword, right? An ionic bond is in the ionic compound, all right? There is positive ion and negative ion indeed, right? Between them, there's some kind of strong forces indeed, but the problem is this, it's not intermolecular force of attraction. Instead, it's what? Forces? Carry on with the keywords. Thank you. It's strong electrostatic force of attraction. The word intermolecular only applies to molecules, i.e. covalent compounds of elements, covalent substances. This is the keyword, isn't it? Since Sec 3, a lot of us have been making this mistake at the start. So hopefully towards the end, we don't. All right, so that is the whole purpose. Yes, that's right. So it's called electrostatic. So it's not molecular. Yes. Yes, and therefore it cannot be intermolecular. Yes, it's only for covalent compounds, the small, simple molecular structures. We carry on. Next up, compounds formed between atoms of non-metal exist as simple molecular structure. Compounds formed between atoms of non-metals exist as simple molecular structures. This one you might contest it. You must agree or disagree. What do you think? Compounds formed between atoms of non-metals, they exist as simple molecular structures. False. Why? Carry on. They only never say only. Indeed. Huh? They only say only. Thank you. They can also be giant. Don't forget about it, right? So compounds formed between atom and non-metal exist as simple. You can say, again, it's up to us to change it, right? Giant molecular structures. So both types can be non-metals and non-metal. Oh, so you say, what do you mean? So eventually the statement okay or not okay? Okay. Compounds formed between atoms of non-metals exist as simple molecular structure. Okay, you're right. I think this is okay. All right, so I think this is a true statement. All right, so unless they wrote a word here exists only as, then you become false accordingly. Everyone okay? Only if you see this word. So the giant molecular structure for me to remind you that I can giant molecular structures. Third, the electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions is strong and cannot be easily overcome or overcome easily. Thus, metals tend to have high melting and boiling point. Let you have 10-20 seconds to relook your answer. So in exam, same thing. After you write finish, you better check before you submit, or even you finish the question. That's what we're doing. So what's the problem? There's something that in your school you never do it because they think that this is a waste of time. To me, every week if I can do this, I'm very sure your paper 2 going to improve. It's just I can't find time to do all this with you because I need to run the syllabus. Anyone? True or false? Find fault lah. No, basically find fault. If no fault, then okay, true lah. Okay, that's what we're doing. This will also help you in what kind of question. You realize these days there's always this one. That student, yes, call whatever name, say this, inverted comma, comment on it, yes, or explain why she is wrong or she is correct. Okay. So usually the statement there got something wrong, all right? Usually, if not, they won't ask you. So anything wrong here? If not, that is true. Anyone? Shoot. It's all being very careful. There's something missing. Anything else? The electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions is strong and cannot be overcome easily. I've seen this sentence before. Thus, metals tend to have high melting point and boiling point. Okay, so again, together as a whole, is there any problem in this statement? I think there is. So again, you're saying, so I want to change here, don't change that way, can, doesn't matter. All I'm saying is the statement 40 or not. I think it's 40, the sentence itself. All right. Now, electrostatic force of attraction between opposite charge ion means cation and anion. Nothing wrong to say opposite charge ion. Right? It's strong, nothing wrong. It cannot be overcome easily, nothing wrong. And therefore, a high melting boiling point, nothing wrong. The problem is it does not apply to metals. It applies to giant ionic lattice structure, also known as ionic compounds. Make sense? Right, either way, or is it just say simply ionic compounds? I'll do that. Four. Carbon dioxide is a gas at room temperature and pressure because they are weak covalent bonds between the molecules. Happy? Wrong. I also think so. What is wrong? Which one is wrong? Covalent bonds. All right. So carbon dioxide, let's run through it again using W. Carbon dioxide, is it a gas? Yeah. At room temperature pressure, nothing wrong. There are really something weak between the molecules, but it's not covalent bonds. It's intermolecular force of attraction. Let's push this up. Keywords. Ionic compounds conduct electricity when molten or in aqueous solution because of the presence of free moving electrons. I pick out the keywords for you already. Right? All the redundant English word, it doesn't affect my my decision here. So eventually, by reading this, true or false? You think it's false. What's the problem? So let's read it. Ionic compounds, do they conduct electricity? Yes, in molten state and aqueous solution because of free moving ions. All right. They don't use electrons, they use ions in molten or aqueous solution. Right, so there's a false statement. Next. A molecule is formed when two or more atoms join together by covalent bonds. All right, how you like this statement? False. Okay, why false? False or true? Any problem with this statement? Let's reverse back. All right, a molecule is formed when two or more atoms are joined together by covalent bonds. I don't think there's any issue, right? Any issue? Not? This is a definition of a molecule. Anyway, all right, since Sec 2. Funny how when we do question, right? That's why everyone were very excited. When I come to ask you whether a statement true or false, not very comfortable. All right, so I.e. not very comfortable with keywords. Some of you, not all, obviously. I'm very comfortable doing this. Solid iodine sublimes on heating. I go straight to the point, right? W, right? Solid iodine sublimes on heating by breaking the weak intermolecular forces of attraction between the molecules. I think plus minus all the keywords are there. All right, let me break all the keywords up for you. So, happy enough? Thank you very much. I think so. Let's check this as false first. Solid iodine, which is I2 solid, sublimes, we all know since kinetic particle theory is sublimes on heating, so it sublimes to become I2 gas, right? Iodine vapor, right? So what is the problem? You cannot use the word breaking, right? You always use the word overcome. And this one, in case you want to challenge me, because some school notes, every year I got students, my own student, Mr. Trump, I show you, my school notes like that. That's the word they use. Then I will always say, I believe your school, someone make a mistake there. Don't believe, go check the two textbooks. Don't believe, ask your friends, your cousins from other schools. I'm very sure your school is probably standalone with that answer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's like this. Let me repeat myself. Now, we use the word overcome. It comes as a pair. When you have something behind called forces, so we use the word overcome. When you use the word break, all right, break what? You don't break a force. You always break a bond or bonds. Okay, so come as a pair. Please note. So intermolecular forces is overcome. Strong electrostatic forces also overcome. Am I okay? But if you want to talk the ionic bonds or the covalent bonds, I want to what? I want to break it. Am I okay? Nobody say I overcome a bond one. Because the examiner, we're going to find fault with you. All right? All right, sound the same, but they're not the same technically, right? Based on chemical terminologies. Right? Plus, it's like it's not smooth, you know, when you read it, okay? In a way, right? So small thing, get it, all right? Let's carry on. Graphite conducts electricity as its structure is similar to that of metals. True or false? False. Okay, false. Why false? So conceptually false or some keyword wrong, i.e. false? Conceptually is wrong, right? Graphite does conduct electricity, but because of mobile what? Mobile electrons. But metal also conduct, right? Metal also mobile electrons, isn't it? C of delocalized electron. Thank you. But the structure is totally different, correct? The structure is totally different. Right? So this statement is wrong. Next, substances with giant molecular structures have high melting point and boiling points because all the atoms, I do all this for you very easy, are held together by strong covalent bonds. Huh? Agree? Happy? Yeah, how many giant molecular structure you learn in your syllabus? Total how many? By right, only 3. Diamond, graphite, and silicon dioxide, SiO2. So you're supposed to know them very well. You realize that all of them are having high melting boiling point simply because all the atoms they have inside are held together by strong covalent bonds. So there's no way you can one time go and like break all the bonds, right? So therefore, it is very, very high melting boiling point. These 3 giant molecular structure. I think nothing wrong with the statement. Next, when water boils, your favorite, the atoms in the molecules becomes further apart. Confirm false, right? Why false? Because when you boil water that time, all right, when you boil, what happened is all the molecules become further apart. You never break the covalent bonds itself. Make sense? All right. So this is the common mistake, right? The atoms. Just strike it off, then I think the whole thing looks perfect. Right? The water molecule becomes further apart. Okay, we're doing very simple things, or we're not even doing application questions, by the way. Delocalized electrons in the giant metallic lattice structures are mobile and helps to conduct electricity. How? You like the statement? Let's read it. Delocalized electron means the electrons like jump out of the structure or something like that, right? Of the atom. In giant metallic lattice structure, so we have metals. Right? So we call them C of delocalized electron. Make sense? Right? They are mobile, they're free moving, and therefore help to conduct electricity. I think everything is perfect here. I think it's fine. All right. So this is the first topic of discussion, bonding, which has a lot of keywords.